The next thing I want to do is talk about these bullets, which we're going to get into in some detail because that's the story part of things. But the first thing I want to do before I get into those is to distinguish something that often appears on a resume as a bullet and accomplishments, which also often appear on resumes as bullets. And that is the distinction between a position description and an accomplishment. So, senior vice president in charge of operations, supply chain. Is that a position description or is that an accomplishment? That's a position description. Yes, okay. Got a couple of answers along those lines. Now, if I said, developed a new protocol to expedite overseas shipping by using Mexican ports to import items from China, is that a position description or an accomplishment? An accomplishment, as Lauren points out. So what a position description does is describe what it is or was your job to do. What an accomplishment is what you did. So if you're sharing with your audience what you did, it's going to sell you more effectively. Now, the person in human resources whose job it is to check out your resume needs to know what your responsibility was. They need to know your title, and they need to know the dates in which you were in that role. And they need to know who your employer was when you were doing those things. So you have to include them. It's not that you leave them out. It's that I want you to make a distinction between a position description and something that you actually did. The reason is, from the point of view of what I need to do, which is to sell people on my ability to do things, the most effective thing I can do is to share accomplishments, because those, as we'll get into in some depth, are going to show off what I bring to the table best. So what I do, and you'll see I've done this on this Keller, Button and Company resume section here. I include the position description first. Director of Marketing for a $5 billion lender and software processing solutions for financial services, higher education, and public sector. Managed an assistant, a $500,000 annual budget, and worked extensively with the CEO. That's a description of what my responsibilities were, right? Then below that, I put bullets, which are the accomplishments. And the reason that I put them as bullets is because once somebody has taken the time to look down your resume, which hopefully they will after they're impressed with your key accomplishments, the human eye is first going to land on the bullets. And that's where I want people to be spending their time. So I put the bullets with my most important information in, which is not what I was supposed to do, but what I did.